So we have some breaking news in the world of the WNBA, the Women's National Basketball Association. So we have the Connecticut Sun wanting to sell their team, Mohegan Sun Tribe, which owns the Mohegan Sun Casino, like the Mohegan Tribe. They own Mohegan Sun Casino, and they bought the team, and they moved it to Mohegan Sun Arena after the Orlando Miracle folded, and they turned into Connecticut Sun, which is a great place for a WNBA team, Connecticut. You know, and they put in the middle of nowhere, and it's also UConn fans, a lot of like rich basketball talent in college, and they turn that into like the professional level. I really like that. But Senator Richard Bloomfield from Connecticut, a Democrat from Connecticut, sent a letter to WNBA on Monday warning the league to stop negotiating between the Mohegan Tribe and prospective new ownership groups for Connecticut Sun. Any attempts to block by the WNBA to block efforts to keep the Sun in Connecticut could violate antitrust laws. So Connecticut Sun are trying to sell their team. There's a Hartford ownership group wants to move the team to Hartford, and there's an ownership group that wants to move like the Celtics move with the Celtics. They had played in the Celtics arena before in Boston, TD Garden. They want to move it to like TD Garden, have their games playing like TD Garden or another arena in Boston. You know, however, like maybe Boston University's college arena, if that TD Garden doesn't work out, to be used. But somewhere in Boston they want to play. They want to play in Boston, and the WNBA blocked that sale. It was $300 million. WNBA blocked it, and the WNBA said, we'll buy the Connecticut Sun for $250 million, which is basically the expansion franchise fee, and then give it in return in the Houston Comets, which is what they really want to do, which is kind of shady. But and then Bloomfield, who is a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee, previously received street representatives, say we demand investigation of federal enforcement actions from the appropriate federal authorities if the WNBA takes any step to hinder or constrain Connecticut's negotiations. Bloomfield, who is a letter comes following months of conflict between WNBA and Mohegan Tribe, which owned the Suns in 2003, exploring investment options for the team. Tribe received 2 bids, one that would lure the team to Boston, another that would move it to Hartford for a full franchise sale at $325 million. But the league has indicated it doesn't consider either acceptable, arguing cities that previously gone through expansion process get priority over those who have not. Any sale under condition was approved by the board of governors. The BNB has also offered by the Senate $250 million, which allowed the league to relocate the market of interest, but Tribe has not accepted the offer, believing that price does not reflect market value. Any further attempts by WNBA to use its considerable governance and market power over the Connecticut Sun to limit or dictate negotiated the state of Connecticut so could be an unreasonable understanding of trade inference the market that would violate anti-fragile antitrust laws. ESPN reported Thursday that ownership is now in talks with the state of Connecticut or proposal in which funds affiliate with the state would be used to acquire a minority stake in the franchise. Under that bid, teams will be played in both Hartford and Uncasville, team's current home. In practice, the will also be built in Hartford. Team would also involve a higher valuation than the league's $50 million offer. The state of Connecticut is going to buy it to keep the team there, which I think is awesome. Give the middle finger to the league, and the league, like Kathy and all that. Which, hey, I'm all for it, I like the WNBA, I like what Kathy has done, but this seems really shady. Like that she wants, owners are involved in NBA and WNBA. Both want to be both, because there's an NBA ownership stake in the league, and that's kind of shady, This Bloomfield's letter cites Sun Street history and state on the court. The team has been one of the most consistent franchises. Already, the state proposal affiliate ensures the continued commercial and professional success of the Connecticut and addresses reported expansion concerns of the WNBA. Hartford has already demonstrated the ability to offensively, hosting both the UConn men's and basketball games, the most successful college basketball programs in the country. So they would play at like the XL Center, or I believe, which is UConn's arena, which would be awesome to play. If they played games at UConn's arena. Boy, that would be huge. Now we host both the UConn men's and basketball games, the most successful college basketball programs in the country, as well as NCAA tournament games. That are said. Furthermore, relocating team out of Connecticut will leave New England with a WNBA team. Serve the stability and growth the Sun have achieved over years since meeting the six chances to become Tri-Man League are expected to meet soon. We will discuss that option before. See, that's kind of shady though that the league honestly wants to buy the Sun. It is really shady because why is the league wanting to buy the team, move it to Houston, and then basically like the expansion team, and then they'll basically they'll basically just relocate to Houston for next season, for the 2026 season, which would be really shady. I don't understand why, I don't understand why league wants to, but I like it that the state of Connecticut's trying to push and help them out. I like that, they had a Boston ownership group that wanted to value the team, wanted to relocate the team, buy and relocate the team in the city of Hartford. They would buy and relocate the team to Hartford, and they both would get it would both be sales. What basically the franchise fee, the new franchise fee, which is the one that the Golden State Valkyries paid at $250 million for an expansion fee, and then they would also be an extra $75 million on top of that, which is probably fair, especially for established franchise players, establish themselves in the league. Moving to Boston would be a great, because the games at TD Garden they had in 2024, and they had one, which was an NBA TV game, and then they had the success of that one. So then ESPN picked up that game in 2025 and did well. Moving to Hartford would be awesome. Uncasville having their split with the Mohegan Sun. They would split games with the Mohegan Sun arena. And they would have some games in UConn, at UConn's arena, some games at the Mohegan Sun facility. And Mohegan Sun might have might have other things when the Connecticut Sun are playing. Then it may, or they would split the team, decide where they want the games to be played, whether it's in Hartford or Uncasville. They would split games, maybe the state owns, say 25% league, so there's 44 game seasons, so 11, say every game was played home, 11 games would be played on the home, but and then the other 33 in Uncasville. But for 22 games you'd have 5, 6 in Hartford, say, and the other in Uncasville, the other 16, 17 Uncasville. So I like that. So it just who owns the league, they would have so many games like that, their percentage of that they own, those many games would probably be in that, so I like that. It's awesome, to have it in Connecticut, still keep in Connecticut, having Hartford with UConn fans, a lot of UConn fans are fans of the Connecticut Sun. Not all of them. There's a good bit of a lot of UConn fans are Connecticut Sun fans. So I like that, that they're fans of UConn in the Connecticut Sun, and then they can bring it back to Connecticut, bring it back to UConn's campus, play at UConn's campus, because I believe the Dallas Wings, they play at like Arlington. They play at UT Arlington, University of Texas Arlington, which I like, which is awesome, So, it would honestly feel like at home, having the Connecticut Sun be in Hartford at the XL Center, UConn's arena. Feel right at home, honestly, for basketball fans in Connecticut.